Okay, we're live.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
I think we're going to need to give you guys a few minutes to join us.
Yeah, we're like
10 seconds.
Sorry, we're a little late
A
too.
little behind schedule.
We should put 9-ish.
9-ish. 9 on the
9-ish. 'Cause
nose.
We're not
good at 9 on the
close.
nose. Pretty much anything. We arrived on time.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. How are you?
How are you, Cindy? Can you hear us? Everything good?
We arrived to work on time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's about the only place we arrive on time.
Yep, we do right.
We try really hard. I have this conversation with my friend Amy often because she's very punctual. And I am not. I would like to be. I have guilt about
being late.
About being late. Oh yeah.
Oh, why are we? We're gonna.
I said it.
About the guilt.
I said it about the guilt already.
The guilt.
Yeah.
You have guilt.
And you don't have guilt about being late?
No.
When you're late somewhere, you don't feel bad. You're like
sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Here I am.
No, I mean not unless I'm like really late. I do get stressed like if I'm running late to something.
Yeah, but you don't feel guilty.
That's right. Cindy Moss is not the most punctual.
Not punctual.
But you're like ish. Cindy, you're like me. You're like ish.
Ish. Like
you're never like okay.
But
not like
really
really
what does
late.
9-ish mean really? Like does 9-ish mean 9:05? Does 9-ish mean 9:15?
I think 9:15. That's good.
See, my friend Amy would be like, "Well, you should have just said 9:15."
Oh.
Yeah, she's like
on the nose. Yeah, not on the nose.
I am not on a nose. Anyway, so it's 9.
So it's 9-ish anyway.
9-ish.
Here we are.
Live on Facebook, MaverickRx. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for
couple of
things.
Hey,
Heather.
Hello.
So we had this. I had this awesome intro kind of planned today.
You did.
Yeah, I was gonna have music, and we were gonna come dancing. Yeah, but it didn't. It didn't get executed. So I want you guys to pretend that we
are dancing the set.
Onto the set.
Like
that we just have arrived and we're
like
here.
The View.
It's like the View.
Like the View. Right. Yeah. People do that. We need someone to introduce us. Here comes Rhonda. I don't think we're gonna get there.
No. It really was. I had this.
I mean, I feel your excitement. I think we need a bigger set. If that's what we're gonna do. We couldn't even do it.
Hi, Heather. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I'm sorry.
No, she said she gets sidetracked. That's why she's late.
Well, I get sidetracked all the time. Cindy should know this.
I get sidetracked, and that's why I'm late as well. I think what happens is I think, I'll just sweep the floor real quick.
Yeah.
No reason.
Oh, I got it. Right. Frank always says you're always going to do one more thing, and you make us late.
Right. Stop doing the one more thing.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, it was a long day. Cindy, cheers to you.
Cindy.
Cheers to all you ladies that were at the training today. It was a ton of fun. I am a little bit on the tired side. A little bit. I'll say it. I don't like to say it, but
she's tired.
I'm tired.
But she's here.
I'm here. Here I am.
She's here. And we're going to talk about
mom guilt.
Mom guilt.
Mom guilt.
Mom guilt. I'm not guilty.
I would like to know what you feel guilty about.
Well, I don't think I think I'm good.
You have no guilt.
No.
You're perfect.
That's right. I'm perfect. So I'm gonna let you guys have this conversation. I'm gonna go.
She can't get out. She's got cords all over the place.
Oh, I think we all have mom guilt, right?
Well, I feel like,
and if you don't, then I guess you might want to just
tell us what you're doing,
or that
how you're handling that. I remember when I first had Grace, the most predominant feeling of mom guilt was not working because I decided to stay home. And that's really what made me feel the most guilt, was not contributing financially in any substantial way, because I was off full like full on stay at home mom, doing nothing else for, I don't know, a year. And then I started teaching, but it was like one class a day, a week. So I think I made like $19 a week or something. And I felt really bad about it. And then I would feel bad about spending money. So there's always that guilt.
So Cindy, you feel that you're not spending enough time. You get guilty about that, or emotional support needed. I think I have that same.
I feel like I definitely feel guilty. Like tonight I actually felt guilty because Clay's like, please don't go. I'm like, well, I'm going. This is what mom does. Mm-hmm. And I felt guilty about going just because.
Well, right. Okay, so don't judge me, everyone. And hey, Michelle. So I still lay with Angelina for a few minutes when she goes to bed. So I had to warn her in the car that I wasn't gonna I'm like, there's no, I'm not
tucking in
tonight. And she's like, what? But it's been 3.5 months since I was looking at
we haven't been live.
We haven't been live like this in a while. Right. Hey, Michelle, we're talking about mom guilt.
You crying laughing? She's crying laughing.
But I could go on. I could probably write a book on mom guilt.
I think what has been interesting to me about mom guilt for myself is now I feel guilty because I think I work a lot. And so I especially during the summertime when the kids were home all the time and I work from home, mm-hmm. I would be like, give me a minute, I need a minute. And I felt like I was always pushing them off. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really have a choice.
Right.
So then I'm like, I'm beat myself up for not working. I beat myself up for working.
Yes. I think that totally.
Right. It doesn't matter.
So whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a part-time working mom, right. or a full-time working mom, you have guilt.
Yeah, you just beat yourself up
over something, whether you feel like, I know I have the guilt that I'm not contributing enough, or
you're not there enough,
or that I'm
always I feel like
not showing my girls that I'm contributing to society or anything like that. There's all those things come into play.
Yeah.
And then you have the other kind of guilt. You have the guilt of I didn't make dinner tonight. Tonight, I had every intention of making dinner and it didn't happen. And Francesca had a leftover burrito, and Angelina and I made our quesadilla before the game, and that was there. It was. It wasn't what I had planned.
Yeah, I didn't have anything planned, and I basically just crap. The kids had hot dogs and mac and cheese, and I had a chicken sausage, and it was very I don't know, mundane. But the thing is sometimes when it comes to meals, sometimes I feel like we're holding ourselves to these Pinterest picture standards that aren't realistic when it comes to
I agree with that.
All of the stuff that goes into the day with your kids, with your work, with your schedule, just the juggle of all this stuff, right? What am I I'm not Betty Crocker.
You're not?
I'm not. I don't.
Why not?
I can cook and enjoy cooking on the weekend. When I could start whenever I want to. There's no rush or bedtime or all the stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not always making these fancy dinners. I want there to be a protein. I want there to be a healthy carb. They had some green beans. Clay choked them down. Oh, God. He's like, can I dip them in ketchup? I'm like, I don't care. Sure.
Everything's better with ketchup.
Dip it in ketchup. What do you want, syrup next?
What, you guys, just one word, what makes you feel guilty?
What do you got? Anything? Nobody else feels guilty. It's just me and Rhonda.
We just feel guilty? I lose my cool. Oh, here we go.
Never goes away. Yeah, it doesn't. You're right, no, Michelle. Mom guilt never goes away. I think it changes.
Right, it does probably change.
And I don't really, honestly, guys, I don't think it's just
why we
moms.
Beat ourselves up.
I don't know. I think parents across the board have guilt. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think moms more so.
Maybe, I don't know, but I feel like my husband feels guilty when he works too much, and then I'm carrying like the sports, and he's trying to get there, and I'm sure he feels bad about like that to a certain extent. I don't know, because he's not like the most communicative. I mean, men don't.
No, it's not like us.
Men don't communicate.
But I think that's important that we communicate it because I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta talk about it.
It makes me feel better if I like tell Melissa about it or anybody about it, or because everybody knows something's bothering me.
She's a talker. Yeah, no, I definitely think that you got to talk about things that bother you personally, because if you don't, then it just festers and it's like toxic.
Totally toxic. Like,
Hi, April.
How about
Hi, Kim.
when we lose our cool?
Oh, you feel guilty.
Do anyone have that guilt?
Oh, I get that guilt big time. If I lose my cool and start screaming at the kids, then like 15 minutes later, I'm like, oh man, I maybe went overboard.
Yep, I have that guilt.
I maybe shouldn't have said shit, or get your ass in the car. Shouldn't have said that. But I want them to get in the car. Get in the car.
I used to have a rule when they were little. I was like, I never said shut up. I would say, be quiet. Be quiet. I was never going to tell my kids to shut up. So I'm just going to tell you, probably the last 4 or 5 years, I've broken that rule, and I say it quite often.
Shut up.
Yeah, I can't help it.
Yeah.
Because when those two are at it, I can't take it.
I don't say shut up. I don't think I
do. So you have the shut up rule. So
I don't know that it's a rule that I don't. I just don't particularly like it. When I was growing up, though, there was this mom that wouldn't let us say shut up in town. She wouldn't let us say shut up, and so I think in my head it's always kind of been like plastered there that we shouldn't say shut up. But sometimes I'll say shut up, like if something's surprising.
Wait, but that's shut up.
I know, but it's not like shut up. You know what I'm saying? No, like shut up. Like if somebody says something like, I just won the lottery. Shut up.
Well, that's like a nice way.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So you're like changing it. You're like altering it.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I'm the shut up girl.
She says shut up. I say zip it. I totally say zip it. That's no different, really, other than it not being the word shut up.
It sounds a little nicer because I used to use use those words, and then I graduated to shut up as I got older.
Graduated.
I think as
she moved on.
I moved on.
She progressed.
I progressed.
The language of telling your kids to be quiet.
Hey, we want to know what your guilt is.
Oh yeah, we gotta scroll down and stop looking directly at the light.
Sorry.
I never swore in front of my kids, and then the teen years came, and that one.
Right?
I think that's part of the thing. Is my kids aren't teenagers. This one, she's got them.
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah,
and one coming up. Okay,
she's acting like a teenager.
Yeah, yesterday she told me I had to pick her up. Her game got canceled, and so I said we're gonna go stop at Peter Ruby, and she's like, no, drop me off first. I don't want to go to Peter Ruby. I'm like, well, that's okay. No, so I was kind of teasing her, and like I'm like, okay, and she thought I was going home, and I didn't, and I went, and she's like, she looks at me and she goes, that is so disrespectful, and I said, excuse me.
I think she's confusing this how this respect thing works. It's not.
So she lost her iPad. Actually, she was like, "Gone."
Yeah, you're not talking to me like that.
Nope. So I have like all these notes.
You got any other guilts?
I have a lot of guilt.
You know, sometimes I have guilt going out with my friends.
We've gone. Yeah, if you go out a lot, like, and sometimes
not even a lot. I could if I have plans to go out, I'm like, I feel bad. Like, I don't know why. And then I get there, I'm like, this is great. So I think the thing is here's what I try to do. This is just
balance is
how I try to do it. Well, I got to see my friends. Mm-hmm. I have to connect with people because I'm a people person.
Right.
And I need to like be Melissa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Like that person.
Moment. Yeah.
Right. Just for like a night or whatever. Right. Like an hour here with her is like you know,
right.
so helpful in like bringing me back to this like somewhat level of sanity.
Right. I feel that too.
But what I think sometimes is when I feel guilty about things, if I can think about the blessing in the thing that makes me feel guilty and focus on that part of it instead of like, oh, I feel bad, right? Like, then I feel like it helps me ease the guilt.
Right. Well, and I think that sometimes the things that make us feel guilty about is so stupid because it's also the same things that make us better moms. Because if we're actually doing things like that for ourselves, we tend to be more tolerant of our kids.
Do you guys have problems doing things for yourself? Like, does it make you feel bad if you do, say, like, you buy yourself a new purse? Does that make you feel bad? Or do you, like, feel guilty if you...
Spending money on myself
I struggle with that.
It's a struggle. Like, I feel like I only should spend money on the family.
Well, I feel like I
do struggle with that.
I don't know. That's just hard. It's just hard to spend money in general. Like, I don't know. Spending money sucks.
Talking about mom guilt.
Yeah.
You got any? No one's commenting. Come on, folks.
We got some people saying things. See, Cindy,
hey,
you're
Courtney.
the best man. I think I think that, so of the things that make me feel the most guilty, I would say it's when I go somewhere away from them. Like when Jamie and I went for our anniversary trip, I felt like so guilty about it.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
If Frank and I do go away, I feel awful.
I feel like guilty about that.
And then like this past weekend, we had a wedding, and I literally, I was like kind of looking forward to the wedding, like just kind of an evening out. It was for my husband's work. And so we went. I literally got to the wedding, and Francesca texted me that Angelina threw up. And I'm like, oh no. So automatically I was just like, so I call my mom, and my mom's like, how did you find this out? And I'm like, Francesca told me. So then I felt awful.
So your mom probably wouldn't have even said anything.
She wouldn't have, because she knows me. My mom does know me, and she does want me to have a good time, and she knows I would be unsettled because Angelina has a tendency to do this whenever I go on a trip or somewhere for the day. She tends to get sick. Like, I have a hard time relaxing.
Even when she was little, she would do it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It was like she almost knew, and so somehow she could like make herself barf. It's the weirdest thing.
So then I feel bad that my mom, it's like, it's not only the guilt of like not being there for my kid, but the guilt of my mom having to take care of my responsibility.
Your blessing. You're your blessing that pukes whenever you're away.
So I always have some kind of guilt, or guilt that I said the wrong thing, or
Yeah.
I mean, I go on and on about the guilt.
You're not even Catholic.
Oh, that's what my husband says. He says I should have been a Catholic.
She does have a lot of guilt.
And I shouldn't, because God made me to be their parents.
Yeah.
And I think we should all try to focus on that, I guess.
Right. I think that's what it's like. If we can focus on the blessing of the thing that makes you guilty, this is what I think. If you have the minute where you're like, okay, I feel badly because I'm working too much, like focus on the blessing of that. What comes from the work, right? Like you can provide for your family. Mm-hmm. You are using your brain, right? You're nurturing that part of yourself.
Right.
If you're feeling guilty about going out with your friends, or if you're feeling guilty about purchasing something for yourself, whatever it might be, think about what the thing is that makes you feel guilty and determine how it's a blessing. Because it's all actually a blessing.
Right.
Right? I mean, unless we're talking about like, I don't know, adultery, right? Or like big things. Those aren't really blessings.
No,
I feel like that's a whole nother level of.
That's not a blessing.
That's not like mom guilt.
It's like a whole.
Yeah, right. Like
that's like kind of a
murdering someone. No, it doesn't class. It's not mom guilt. If you murder somebody, you feel guilty because you murdered somebody.
Right, because you should feel
guilty. Because you should.
You should feel guilty at that point.
If you steal money from someone else, you should feel guilty about that. Yeah. So that's our bit, I guess, on mom guilt.
Yeah.
Don't do it. That's my
that's our
Let's
message here. Let's break the mom guilt chain.
Stop feeling
guilty. We're all
be proud of yourself.
You're all perfectly made for our kiddos.
Yeah.
And we're different. We're not that mom and we're not that mom.
No.
We're made for them the way that we're supposed to be. And we should like encourage each other about that. Like, you know, because I have some friends that they do some amazing things and I'm just like, oh my gosh, sir, I admire them and I think they're awesome. And you know what? It's what makes the whole community go around, because you know what? They're like an example for other reasons, and they do what they do, and I'm probably rambling and I'm sorry.
You don't ramble. The other thing I think,
you know what I'm saying? Dad guilt. So see, there's dad guilt.
Hi, Britt. I think the other thing it's important is don't make other people feel guilty.
No.
Don't do that.
Don't
be one of those people that makes another mom feel guilty because she does work, or another mom feel guilty because she does work.
No, let's help each other out.
Boost, lift. That's what we're trying to get.
My one friend, I'm always like,
lift him up.
She's like, I feel this way. I'm like, why? I'm like, you're amazing. Like, I
don't make other people feel
she's such an example to my girls. Like, and she's like, well, I feel that way about you. And I'm like, well, that's how it should be. It should be like us building each other up.
Right.
Instead of like,
where'd you get that purse? That's lovely.
You didn't have you didn't have the birthday party at the
right. Or that one time. So at was it Chris? I don't remember. We had this musical. I don't remember how long ago it was.
Hey, I'm guilty of having my phone on too much. Guilty as charged. My kids are always like, put the phone down.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm on the phone a lot, but just a lot of the stuff I do on my phone is actually work.
So yours is work. So regardless.
Yeah, I mean. But so a lot. I don't remember. At the end of last school year, the kids had a musical. And Cal was supposed to wear a certain outfit. And I asked him, are you supposed to wear something? Are you supposed to wear something? And I didn't know because I wasn't paying attention to all the sheets that come home, right? Sure enough, that day I say, hey, I have a really handsome golf shirt all ready for you. It's green. You want to wear that? He's like, no, I don't. I'm good. He wore a plaid shirt, okay? His entire class was in green, all green shirts. I'm the only mom who didn't know, evidently, every single other child was in a green shirt except for my kid. And I'm like, oh my God. Thankfully, the two moms in front of me, lovely ladies, they turn around and they're like, yeah, that happens. They didn't make me feel bad. They didn't make me feel like I was some schlep who didn't know what's going on. They just were like, I get it, you know.
You didn't know?
Oh, what's wrong with Cal's outfit? Nothing. Nope. Supportive moms. Be supportive moms. Especially when, and here's the other thing. Somebody comes running in late. Somebody comes doing, don't give them dirty looks. Build them up. Here, come sit by me. Right? Like,
absolutely.
Hey, I got you.
Right.
Even if you don't know her.
Because we've all had a bad day.
You can like turn that gal's day around.
I've forgotten stuff for my kids.
Oh, I forget stuff.
And then I get, and then Angelina will come home. And then Frank will be like, what do you mean you forgot?
Oh, I know. Jamie doesn't do that. He doesn't remember. But my system is that I now have a daily book that I use for work, and the personal stuff is all a specific color.
Gotcha.
So I try not to
color codes it.
I'm color code everything.
I just started putting my calendar in the phone, folks, because Melissa and my husband were like, you need to do that.
Because she's, like, I'll check my calendar. I'm like, well, look at it right now. She's like, I can't. I'm like, what do you mean? It's at home. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I've been carrying around an iPhone.
And then I was kind of double booking stuff a lot. Oh, yeah. Like a little too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me so much as it did her husband. But Anyway.
It didn't affect you as much.
It didn't. It didn't. I have wine, Peter. I have wine.
Yeah, we have wine.
Well, I'm almost out.
So we're gonna wrap this up.
We gotta wrap it up.
And we want some comments and ideas of conversations that you guys would like us to have.
Right. If you have input,
anything,
ideas. One of the things that we want to mention, we sometimes mention it, is we would love it if you would share our channel.
Absolutely.
We would love it if you would invite your friends to like our Facebook page.
Share.
Love it.
Share our stuff.
It would just light up our day.
It would. It would brighten our
day.
Brighten our days. And we're, and then visit our YouTube channel.
Go to it.
And if you haven't subscribed,
go for it.
Click the red button. That's all you gotta do is red button. Click. It's there's nothing to it.
It's super easy.
It's like
a mouse. You just push the button,
and that's it.
You're subscribed.
Yep. And it's not like no
doesn't
catch.
Cost anything.
Doesn't cost anything.
It's
no
free.
Catch.
Yeah.
It's just good to do.
We're gonna give you some more fitness. We're gonna give you some more of this banter because
we like to banter.
That's what we like to do.
Yeah,
we might go some places. Here's the other thing, you guys. If you are interested in participating in conversations with us privately, maybe over coffee or, being like in the know of what's coming up, you should subscribe to our Messenger.
Yeah.
Because that's where people get a heads up. Messenger or the email list, they get a heads up.
And if anyone needs, special prayer or whatever, we would love to be praying for you or whatever.
For sure. Ooh, speaking of a prayer, I have a prayer.
Yeah?
Lauren, she just had a baby. She's at the Y. Lauren Payne.
Yeah.
So I just saw this on Facebook today, and I would really appreciate it if all of you guys would pray for them. So she had a baby I don't even know, a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And the baby, they went into the baby's room, I think it was 2 days ago. I'll have to check. And the baby was not breathing and was blue. So Dad started CPR right away, and paramedics came, and the baby is fine. But they called it a BRUE. This is why I should have brought my phone, because I wanted to have this specifically. Anyway, it was here's my phone. Well, this is going to change my lighting. I'm sorry, but I want a specific prayer on this, folks, so we got to get to it here.
Yeah.
Because I can't even imagine.
No, I can't either.
All right. It was 2 mornings ago. They woke up, and Reese was blue and not breathing. They took off her clothes, administered the Heimlich. 19 days old.
Jeez.
And it was bruised. Then I asked her, what's the brew? And she told me, and I'm going to tell you. And I just want you guys to do me the solid, and obviously them as well. Throw a prayer out for that baby.
And the family.
Absolutely. Because I can't even imagine. Honest to God, I can't even. I'm sorry this is taking me so long. But I know you guys are prayers. We're going to find it here. We had a lot going on here. I haven't looked at this thing much today. Gus. There we go. Here we go. It's called Brief Resolved Unexplained Event. BRUE. They checked everything under the sun, and she's completely healthy. So it was maybe a choking-related event, but they can't be sure. I just can't even imagine. My heart just broke for them. So I would really appreciate if you could pray for Lauren and baby Reese and make sure that their family gets the support that they need. If you know her, I'm sure you know about it. But yeah, it's been on my heart today.
Absolutely.
So if you guys have things like that and you don't feel comfortable writing it out there and you don't want us talking about it, we won't, but we'll say a prayer. So just send us a private message.
If you do, we can have a lot of
praying for you. For sure.
So
that's that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Cheers.